Welcome to another episode of Tom Talks Film. In this episode, I'm going to dive into Jane Campion's 2003 thriller, In the Cut, a film that challenges and redefines one of cinema's most debated concepts, the gaze. Initially introduced by Laura Mulvey in her groundbreaking essay Visual Pleasure and Narrative Cinema, the gaze has been a cornerstone of feminist film theory for decades. In this episode, I'll explore how Campion's work critiques and builds on Hitchcock's cinematic legacy. By placing In the Cut within the context of Mulvey's theories and Hitchcock's influence, this project will show how Campion reconfigures notions of voyeurism, gender, and power.
Did you kill her?
Before diving into the film, let's take a look at Laura Mulvey's concept of the gaze. Introduced in 1975, Mulvey argues that classical Hollywood cinema positions women as passive objects of male desire, while men maintain their sense of agency. The male gaze, as Mulvey defines it, operates on three levels: the camera's perspective, the character's perspective, and the audience's perspective. Hitchcock's films, particularly Vertigo and Rear Window, exemplify this dynamic, turning voyeurism into a plot device and visual spectacle. Hitchcock's mastery of suspense and visual storytelling has cemented his status as a cinematic icon. However, his portrayal of women often reinforces the very dynamics Mulvey critiques. As Tanya Modleski notes in her essay, Remastering the Master, feminist scholars have reevaluated Hitchcock's films, uncovering how his use of voyeurism and objectification serves as a spectacle and critique. This juxtaposition sets the stage for Campion's film, in which she reclaims the cinematic tools to tell a female-centered story. In the Cut is a psychological thriller centered on Franny, a reserved English teacher who becomes entangled in a murder investigation. But this isn't your typical thriller. Campion flips the script, presenting Franny's world through her subjective gaze. The film's fragmented editing, intimate close-ups, and subdued lighting create a sense of disorientation, challenging traditional notions of voyeurism and control. Unlike Hitchcock's female characters, Franny isn't simply the object of the camera's gaze, she's also an active observer. Sue Thornham's analysis highlights how Campion places Franny in a male-dominated world where her gaze is a tool of agency and a source of vulnerability. Through Franny, Campion interrogates what it means to look and be looked at, complicating the power dynamics Mulvey describes. In the Cut doesn't shy away from exploring female desire, but it does so on its own terms. Franny's sexual agency is central to the narrative, even as it intersects with the danger she faces. Lucy Butler notes that this duality polarized critics, with some celebrating its boldness and others dismissing it as exploitative. This tension speaks to the film's refusal to conform to traditional cinematic portrayals of female sexuality. Voyeurism is a recurring theme in this film, but Campion subverts its traditional function. Where Hitchcock uses voyeurism to assert male dominance, Campion uses it to expose vulnerability and complicate power dynamics. As Jessica Brent argues in Beyond the Gaze, Campion's approach destabilizes the viewer's position, forcing us to confront our own complicity in the act of looking. Hitchcock's Rear Window and Campion's In the Cut present contrasting takes on voyeurism. In Rear Window, Jeff's confined gaze drives the story and objectifies women, particularly Lisa, reflecting Mulvey's male gaze as a tool of control. In the Cut reverses this dynamic. Franny's introspective gaze reveals vulnerability, drawing viewers into her disoriented reality. While Jeff's voyeurism grants power and resolution, Franny's perspective fosters empathy. In the Cut subverts thriller conventions by centering a feminine perspective. While traditional thrillers objectify women, Franny's inner life drives the story, resisting voyeurism and presenting her as a complex character. This approach critiques genre norms by reclaiming cinematic tools to shift power dynamics. Rather than objectifying Franny, Campion makes the audience witnesses, fostering empathy and rejecting spectacle, aligning with Mulvey's critique of the gaze. Sound plays a crucial role in this film, immersing the audience while amplifying the tension. By incorporating diegetic noise, such as the hum of the subway or the murmurs of a bar, Campion creates a sensory environment that heightens Franny's perspective. This auditory focus adds another layer to the film's critique of the gaze, demonstrating that visual dominance isn't the only way to control a narrative. In the Cut isn't just a critique of the male gaze, it's a reclamation. By centering female subjectivity, Campion challenges the norms of Hollywood storytelling offering a raw and unflinching portrayal of gender, desire, and power. As we've seen today, understanding Campion's work within the context of Hitchcock and Mulvey deepens our appreciation for how cinema can disrupt and empower. Thank you for watching this episode of Tom Talks Film. My sources for this project are listed here and in the video description below. If you enjoyed this content, let me know by hitting the like and dropping a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe so you'll be the first to know when new videos drop. Until next time, get out there and reclaim your story.